Welcome here and everyone here for Carbondale, the first round of the challenge around the first race of the chase. As the field is rolling off, somebody did not get rolling. I don't know who that was. Somebody in the back did not roll off, and I think there was another driver that did not roll off as well. And the outside line has not moved, and they're rolling now to catch up. Somebody's blowing up, and I can't tell who that is. That's Cooper Cyron in the 38. He's blowing up and nearly takes out the 82 car there. But crazy already as we're coming to the green. Jordan Fisher is going to lead us down. Jordan Fisher is going to lead the first lap of today's race. Hard racing further behind our leaders. Alan Cavanaro has moved his way into third. DeMax trying to fill the gap in the fourth. Silver Fox getting pushed back into fifth. Charles Sanford underneath of Nick Puricles. Jeff James working his way forward. Inside the top 10, Jeffrey Lynn further back now. Richard Johnson's in 10th. Luke Martin has fell outside the top 10 now. Noah Hart working his way forward. Levi Pasco kind of hanging around where he was starting. And looking back here, there's Sean Perkins and DJ Curtis. Back here, Nick Mays had a back qualifying effort. He's trying to work his way forward. Up front, we might be getting a battle for the lead. Jacob Hart looking high on Jordan Fisher to try and take that spot away. We did not expect Fisher to hang in there early in the race, but right now he's holding on to the lead. He's hogging up all the racetrack, and right now it's playing to his advantage right now as Fisher holding off Jake Hart and Alan Cavanaro for now. Further in the back of the field, Jesse Turner has struggled massively to pick his way through cars. He's not been able to make up hardly any positions. Matthew Rodriguez up ahead with Aaron Taylor. These drivers are kind of struggling here for this race. Jordan Davis has not been able to make up that many positions there. He's trying on the inside, but he's not been able to. However, Eric Burton, DJ Curtis, and Nick Mays have made massive gains on picking off cars. Nick Mays has started in 31st position and is now inside the top half of the field and continuing to pick off race cars in that 48. Nick has raced here years ago in the other racing divisions here. So Mace has a lot more experience at this racetrack than anyone. He's picking off cars here. Levi Pasco in the 55 is kind of losing positions as he goes, but a solid race, a race that he needs compared to what he has been running so far this season. Jacob Hart is here on Jordan Fisher, trying to make the pass down in turns 2. Looking on Jordan Fisher. Fisher has held the lead and held Jacob Hart off. Alan Cavanaro and Eugene Max are right there in the mix of it for a win. Jacob Hart and Eugene Max desperately need this to advance into the contender round right after this. And boy, Jacob Hart is right here on Fisher. Trying to see if Fisher will crack under the pressure. Fisher's driving right out in front of him there. He's not looking in the mirror. He's not cracked yet. Jacob is there though if Fisher decides to mess up. Great racing out of the front four here as they broke away from the rest of the field. Luke Martin is now moving his way forward. Jeff James is there as well. The Martin Motorsports cars, their teammate Taylor not running very well. Noah Hart looking for more positions. I'm telling you, Nick Mace has got a very quick car here today. Very surprised. He's the biggest mover of the race right now. He is going for the 13th position here, and on lap 19, he has picked off about 16 cars. Alan Cavanaro in danger of losing third to Eugene Max around the outside. Eugene Max has a quick car with the Maze Enterprises Chevy, and DeMax looking like a strong car to compete for the championship for this season. In third, worked his way around Alan Cavanaro. James Silverfox running a solid race. He's ran solid for majority of the season. Top 5 right now. As Jordan Fisher using that apron there to turn. You saw him on the apron a little bit down on the corner of the track. Fisher, the underdog. Can Jordan Fisher win this series? Holding Jacob Hart at bay for right now. Nick Mace is going low of Dylan Young for the 10th position. I'm telling you, this guy is on a mission. He is the quickest guy on the racetrack. And in traffic, he is plowing his way to the front. Inside the top 10 now goes Nick Mace. He has passed 21 race cars in 24 laps. Nick Mace is going to be a contender for this win. It is incredible how fast he is. He is just going by cars like it's no tomorrow. He has a fast Chevy underneath him. Nick Mace has experience at this racetrack. He knows how to get around Carbondale. He loves Carbondale. And when he heard this track was going to be on the schedule, he was very happy. And I didn't think after that qualifying effort he would be much a real good contender here. But he's in the 6th now. Wow, he has passed so many race cars. He is going to be up there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this race. He's got the best car. James Silverfox gets down in front of Nick Mace there. Up front, Jacob Hart continuing to try and work over Jordan Fisher. Jacob Hart is trying hard on Jordan Fisher. Fisher blocking the inside groove. Nick Mace in the back there has gotten by James Silverfox for 5th. Jacob Hart trying all he can. Nick Mace underneath of Alan Cavanaro for 4th. What a charge by Nick Mace here. He's just going by these cars like it's no tomorrow. Jacob Hart still working hard on Fisher. But DeMax trying to do the same here. Nick Mace unbelievably has caught the leaders by only 34 laps. He has passed like what, 27 cars or so? He's up here in the battle for the lead. Eugene DeMax down low of Jacob Hart for 2nd. He's going to try and get there, but really can't do so. Jacob Hart going to get the drive off. But Jordan Fisher still holds this lead. Nick Mace is down low of Eugene DeMax. And Jacob Hart bobbled off of turn 1. And that allowed Nick Mace to really get there. But DeMax is using the bobble by Hart to get the advantage. And Eugene has went around Jacob to get 2nd. For the first time this race, we got a different 1-2 driver lead change here. Ooh, Jacob tapped there on Eugene DeMax there. Jacob looking low, but it's not going to be enough. Eugene DeMax is going to hold on to the position, and Nick saw how good DeMax was on the outside. He looked high there. Alan Cavanaro is there to try and make any ground up. Silver Fox, James, Martin, chase contenders that are back here as well. But Jordan Fisher still has led all the laps so far today. Nick Mace going for 3rd now underneath of Jacob Hart. Jordan Fisher has the Mace Enterprises squad gained up behind him. How is he going to be able to hang on to this lead? DeMax around the outside trying to take it. Nick Mace is on the inside trying to take it. Fisher holds the inside. DeMax on the outside rallying around him. Looks like we might get a new leader here on lap 40. Going to lap 41. Fisher led that lap, but DeMax around the outside is going to get it. Fisher blocked Mace, and that was a good idea. But, well, if you hold up one Mace car, you're going to have the other Mace car go around you on the outside. That's what happened there. DeMax goes around and takes the lead. These three chase cars right here are going to really need to do something in these next 2 races. Aaron Taylor, Matthew Rodriguez, Jesse Turner, they're back here in the 30s. It's not going to be a good point save for them. They're going to need to do well at Darlington and New York. I'm very surprised with how steady Jordan Fisher has been able to handle this car with the leaders here. He is showing that that car is just not a layover car for this race. He's holding his own right now. DeMax is holding the lead at a good rate right now. Jordan Fisher, I don't think he's got the car to get by DeMax. So he's going to have to hold on for a good finish here. Who knows? Maybe he can surprise me, but I definitely do not see him getting back by DeMax Fisher is trying to hold on, and he's doing exactly what he did for the first 40 laps on Nick Mays here. He's trying to hold the lead, but he did push up in turn 1 there. That's going to allow Nick Mays to get underneath him here, I think. Yes, indeed, but Fisher is going to hold on, I think. No, not now. Nick Mays is there. He's got the corner to him there, and Mays is going to get the inside. And going down to the turn 1, Nick Mays should be able to get the spot here. And indeed he does. Nick Mays into second. Jordan Davis back here along with Eric Burton. They've kind of been climbing their way up, but it's definitely not been to the massive amount of cars that Nick Mays passed today. Levi Pascoe running solid. But then there's Zachary Fitzwater and Noah Hart running a okay race. Luke Martin and Jeff James and James Orfox, that's the kind of runs you really want to have in the chase. Run a solid chase. Alec Cavanaro in 5th, running solid. Jacob Hart in 4th. Fisher is losing touch to the Mays cars now. Now it's past halfway. Definitely going to be between the Mays Enterprises cars now. DeMax kind of runs Mays down the track a little bit there, trying to hold on to the lead. Nick Mays looking really strong. And if DeMax pushes up or allows Nick Mays to get to him there, to get around him, he will. The Mays Enterprises cars looking like the best cars on the track here. DeMax and Mays 1-2. However, we may get a battle here. Nick Mays drives it in deep there, trying to get the lead from DeMax. And at the line, DeMax is going to get the lead there, but Nick has been really strong, and he's just going to power blast his way by DeMax. And here he goes. But DeMax fighting back on the high side by side into turns 2. Down into 3. Nick should take it away here in this turn. And indeed he does. Nick Mays will lead lap 55 and passes 31 cars in 55 laps. Here are some more guys in the chase that are not really running that well. DJ Curtis 26th, Sean Perkins 25th. They need to have a better race than what they're having. Taylor in 29th, Rodriguez in 30th, and then Jesse Turner 34th. That's not the runs you need to have for a championship. That's just not what you need. You need to run as well like Nick Mays did today. Nick Mays doing very well. Definitely wants that second championship and looking strong here. Most likely will come away with the win like he is now. That car is just unbelievably fast. Here comes Noah Hart around the outside looking for a top 10 position on Jeffrey Lynn. The Dairy Queen Toyota. Noah Hart led the points majority to all the season here. And now that the points reset and he's in the chase, he needs to run hard. And that's what he's doing. Going around Jeffrey Lynn on the outside, at least trying to on that outside. Trying to get a top 10 finish here. That's exactly what he needs to really do for a solid run to advance into the contender round. Luke Martin, James Silverfox lost 5th or 6th there to Jeff James. And up another position he goes. Alan Cavanaro having a great run for Blue Flare in 5th. Jacob Hart. He has struggled so much to pass Jordan Fisher this race. But Alan Cavanaro, that Blue Flare team has ran very well on short tracks, going back to like South Boston. And Cavanaro looking low of Jacob Hart to take 4th here. But up front, DeMax has lost touch with Nick Mays here. That's just a big gap Nick Mays has on UG DeMax. And yeah, Nick Mays came prepared here today with a great race car here. Just flawless out there right now. Jacob Hart is losing positions here. Alan Cavanaro got underneath of him, and Jeff James is trying to follow suit. So Jacob Hart drops down to 6th when he was running in the 4th position there. Jeff James up inside the top 5 now. A good run for him. Jeff James has yet to win a race this season. He's ran very well all season. He was one of the 2 drivers that made the chase off points. And that was Eric Burton, the other driver that did it. But Jeff James running solid here. The only driver, him and Burton, in the chase for the championship have not won a race this season. Jeff James desperately should try and win some races here if he wants to really be a serious threat. But 30 laps to go. Nick Mace leads by a huge margin. Levi Pascoe continuing to lose positions here as we go throughout the race. We knew going into the chase he was going to be a serious underdog here. Right now beating about 4 chasers on the grid, I think. But he is continuing to lose positions as Burton powers his way underneath of Zachary Fitzwater. He's gaining positions as we go. Jordan Davis is now in the 13th position. He started back there with Nick Mace, but his car, we're hearing that Nick Mace and Jordan Davis are supposedly having the same exact setup for this race weekend. However, Davis is slowly creeping his way forward while Nick Mace is just kicking everyone's tail out there today. And he's got, like, he's lapping cars now. He's got a 7-second lead on second place right now. That's how good Nick Mace is today. He was coming in this race guns blazing, trying to win here, and looks like he might get his career win 25 today if something doesn't happen. Luke Martin for a position underneath of James Silverfox. He's going down low for the 7th position. You never know, that 1 point could mean the difference from advancing, so you gotta go for it. So Jeff James has been working his way forward. He's in 5th, looking for 4th on Alec Avenaro. But Martin has been a very, I guess, okay season compared to having 2 wins. He's going to need to pull out some wins in the chase, I believe, to be a serious championship contender. But Martin is hungrier than ever to win a Sony Cup Series championship. For your first Sony Cup Series race ever, Jerry Guerrera, 23rd, I would say, is not that bad. Here at Carbondale on a Sprint Cup circuit here. In the Sprint Cup cars, they drive completely different to the Hardee's National Series cars. Even though they're nearly the same model, the power underneath the cars are really different. And Guerrera running 23rd. Pretty good run right now for CBM as he is outrunning one of CBM's main drivers, and that is going for the championship, DJ Curtis. Jesse Turner has finally crept his way inside the top 30. That's how bad his car is handling here. The backup is definitely not as best as the primary, I suppose. Aaron Taylor, Matthew Rodriguez also struggling. Rodriguez's teammates are running strong, but he is not. He is in the back here. Definitely gonna need to really work hard in the next few races here to try and advance in the next round. But Nick Mace continuing to lap some race cars. Luke Martin going down low underneath of Jacob Hart for the 6th position there. And Martin will take it there. You never know, these points are a lot here. That can mean a lot. And down low for the 10th position, Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis trying to get that 10th position there. Davis started in the back with Nick Mace and has crept his way forward, going down low of Cody Lamas for the 10th position. And Davis has picked off 20 race cars now. So Jordan, he does have the same setup as Mace, but he is not as well adapted to this racetrack as Nick Mace is. Nick Mace just knows this track very well. And Davis gonna have a solid finish here inside the top 10 if he keeps it up, but this guy right here is just killing it right now. Luke Martin just went right by Jeff James, and Jacob Hart's trying to do the same there. Bull James nearly hit the wall. He looks like he's getting a little bit more tighter or loose or something. The tires are falling off here. Gotta say, I gotta give these guys some props here. They're running 3rd and 4th. Jordan Fisher and Alec Avenaro. They're doing a good job for the equipment they have. Fisher has not fell back any further than 3rd this race. Alec Avenaro, I don't even think he's fell outside the top 5 this race. So I've got to give Cavanaro and Fisher Motorsports and Blue Flare Motorsports some props for the good runs they're doing right now inside the top 5. And this is looking like it's going to be the first top 5 finish of the year for Jordan Fisher. Jeff James is going to hold on to that 5th position there for now. But Martins drives it in there. Makes Jeff James worry a bit. Makes him go up the track a little bit. Gives Martin a running chance into turn 1 again at the bottom. He's really wanting to get into the top 5. Crack more positions, more points. As Davis is now inside the top 10. Jacob Hart continuing to fall back and lose positions. Charles Sanford and Dylan Young having a good day. But back here, James Silverfox has been losing positions all race. Noah Hart's kind of stayed where he's at all race. Eric Burton has been climbing his way forward ever so slowly. In 15th right now. Fitzwater back here in Pasco. They're going to need to run a little bit more better at Darlington and New York. Nick Mays takes 2 laps to go as he's behind the lap car of Matthew Rodriguez, who is in 31st position. Rodriguez, Aaron Taylor, Jesse Turner, and a lot of these guys here are going to need to run better. DJ Curtis, they're going to need to run a lot better for the next few races if they want to advance. Rodriguez right here in front of them. White flag is being displayed for Nick Mays. He started back in 31st position. That's where Matthew Rodriguez is running right now. Nick Mays started in the 31st position. Or actually, that was Jordan Davis that started back there. No. Nick Mays did start back there in 31st. From 31st to 1st and 55 laps. From lap 55 to 100, he leads the rest of the laps. Nick Mays, a dominating performance today, wins it, and will advance into the next round of the championship. Nick Mays, what a drive today. By 10 seconds was the margin of victory over Eugene Max, his teammate right there. Jordan Davis, teammate as well, rounded out finishing 9th today. He started back there with Nick Mays, but he just did not drive as good as Nick Mays did today. Nick Mays had this track figured out from every angle. Nick Mays, just what a drive today. He gets career win 25 and his 3rd win of the season. That ties the most wins Nick Mays has ever gotten in a season. Nick Mays has never got more than 3 wins in a season. So he ties that, his own record up there that he's gotten. But Nick, a dominating performance there at Carbondale. He wins it here. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after round 27 of Carbondale.